Well, as Casal says, it's certainly a regular part of his musical diet of the Bach suites. Why would you include Bach as sort of part of your everyday routine as a cellist?
Well, it's possible to speak both very mundanely or philosophically about that. Philosophically first, because these pieces encompass so much in terms of their intellectual and emotional range. They are masterpieces from one of the greatest composers in history, and so for that reason alone, they're worthy of coming back to. On a more practical level, they distill basically everything we need to know about making good music down to its purest form. For cellists especially, Bach marked no dynamics in any of these pieces and no phrase indications, which of course in contemporary music now composers are quite specific about what they want. And Bach, the original manuscript of these suites does not exist, but were it to exist, it would probably include nothing in the way of phrasings, dynamics, and sort of stylistic considerations. And so playing one of these and taking responsibility for a particular view on it is a little bit more revealing than with most other composers, where you can, I don't want to use the word hide behind, but in a sense, not only are we recreating Bach's music, but really the creative process is as alive in these pieces for an interpreter as in anything else we play, because you just start with the notes and you have to make a picture out of these notes, and the suites are all in one, the movements are all in one key, so unlike more contemporary pieces where contrast of key helps the listener sort of navigate the different parts of the piece. In the suite, character is everything, characters of the different dance movements, because the basic sonority of the piece is the same throughout.
Well, and you were saying before we got back into the studio today, there's an incredible variety of this creative process, even within this body of work, with the different tuning with one of the pieces, with another of the suites that is for an instrument that is no longer really played that much.
Yeah, anymore. There are a few mysteries that surround the suites,
right.
Not just the missing manuscript, but why, for example, this fifth suite is for what we call a scordatura tuning, where the A string is lowered down one whole step. Bach also made a transcription of this suite for the lute, and which he did not do for any of the other suites, which sort of circling back to our discussion this morning about Bach on other instruments, while these pieces are wonderfully suited to the sonority of the cello, the fact that Bach made this transcription is ample evidence that he was not so wedded to the cello being the only means of realizing these pieces. He regularly took his own work and adapted it for other uses. And so this is, in this case, the retuning of the cello darkens the instrument quite a bit, and the key of this work in C minor goes right along with that idea of sort of broad, dark sonorities, which obviously I hope will be apparent.
Brent Taylor of the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, he's also a very active chamber musician and plays with many other groups in and around the Chicago area. Right now, he will perform live in the Faye and Daniel Levin Performance Studio here on WFMT, Johann Sebastian Bach's Cello Suite No. 5.